I know I'm very late to this, but I was essentially dead. So data mines happened. One of these units is already out, but whatever. We're just gonna go with it. No April Fool's Day joke or anything in this. Just I'm late. I'm sorry. Good news though, they're on here. I was not expecting this. Also, I should have gameplays and like guides whatnot coming out soon because I got my new phone, got my new case, and I'm transferring everything literally as we speak. So I'll be sure to get on some of those. So yay, more content besides just discussions and me just talking on my ass. So today we're gonna go over Poltergeist and Sonya. So I'll be breaking up the new units into 3 different parts. 3 and 4-star grids, Sonya and Lily, then Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So going over Lily here. She is a ghost support that gets about 660 HP, which isn't bad. Pretty fine defenses. Speed's alright. She has Astonish, which, if you guys know me, I love the Astonish stuff. Because it's just poke. Potion for healing. X special defense all. And tea time. Tea time is where things get a little bit fucky. Activates one of several additional effects at random, which I'll get into that. But what's guaranteed in this is raises special attack of all allies equalized by 2 stat ranks. So special attack plus 4, and applies. That's meant to be gradual healing. What is this? Maybe I shouldn't have done this so quickly. Wait, I was gonna confirm that I'm right about this. That should be gradual healing. I just woke up not too long ago. Pulling up on my phone, wait. But no, that is... okay, that is gradual healing. What the fuck is that? Okay, weird. So, this additional effect now includes effect 1 is a 57% chance, and that can be light screen, reflect, or I think it's status condition immunity. I'm still trying to pull it up, but everything is not loading for some reason on my phone. But then the second effect is critical guard, something like that. But the big takeaway from this is that there's also move gate acceleration, which I like, and there's a 5% chance for ghost zone. This is not reliable in the slightest. I would not use her as a zone setter at all. Just I wouldn't worry about it. I don't even consider that a part of her kit. But that's just me. But so then Sing move 300 base power, no effect, obviously. Focus group 9 raises critical hit of all allied bears by one stat rank when you use a move. So you can max out crit in just 3 astonishes, which is really good. Team fist bump 20% chance of giving an HP regen tick to all allies when a move is successful. So 20% chance when you're just smacking them to heal a little bit. And team try tank 9. This is why I think this unit is as good as she is. Restores HP for all attack players when you're hit by a move. So if you remember what blue does. When you take a hit, heal. Take a hit, heal. Take a hit, heal. So any AoEs you take are just eventually going to go away. And she gives herself gradual healing as is. So you have a chance to activate 2 HP regen ticks. That's like pretty good. Now for the grid, going over the 1 out of 5 grid real fast. This is here. So because this is here, I consider this a part of her base kit. But that's just me. I really do consider this a part of her base. This shit's still loading on my phone, but whatever. So, 50% chance of raising the user's speed by 2 stat ranks when it's hit by a move. So you can max out your own speed. She has her own built-in speed support. Granted, it's not to everyone else and just her, and her speed isn't exactly the greatest, but it's still something. She gives herself some speed, which will help with move gauge issues a little bit. Spamming a 1-bar move with MGR 3 helps a bit. So I think it's pretty good. 2, She gets interference immunity, which is whatever in my opinion. Static killing, 30% chance of leaving an opponent paralyzed when the user is hit by a move. So it's like static. Wait, okay, so I have the full list of this now. I should have organized this better, but I forgot that this happened. So effect 1 is a 57% chance, and in that 57% chance, it could be status condition defense, light screen, or reflect. Not and, or. So it could be one of those three. Then effect 2 is 90% chance of move gauge acceleration, but then you could also get critical hit defense. Then the 5% is ghost zone. So yeah, I should have looked at that before, but I completely forgot you did this. Back to the grid. Stalwart, Lift, fine. But Static, I personally wouldn't bother with this because no one on Ghost really benefits off paralysis. Could you use her with someone else as a paralysis setter and use like, I don't know, just as a random example, if you were to use her with Surge. No, sorry, Vulcaner. If you were to use her with New Year's Vulcaner, for example, and have her top off special attack very quickly and give him crit rate so he can focus on the super effective up part of his kit, and whatever paralysis is in there, she can do that. It's just an idea so you can save his grid nodes for other important stuff. Then the max out grid, you get Astonishing Activation. This upsets me. I wish this was 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5 because I don't want to pull for dupes. But whatever. T-Time Critical Squad. This will be fine if you need to get stuff up quickly. If you need critical support immediately, this is fine. You can use this, but she does it all by herself as is. This will be the speedrun version. T-Time Ramp Up, so you can max out all ally special attack all by herself, and you can max out all ally special defense all by herself. Of that typical potion stuff, and Revenge Boost 9. So you can get speed up, you can get you get guaranteed healing and a guaranteed move gauge when you're hit. She's a very good move gauge supporter. She has a lot of healing in her kit and a special attack and special defense supporter, which I don't think we have that many special defense supporters in all honesty. So yeah, Lily's pretty good. I consider her the best unit from this update personally, but that might be besides whatever we're gonna get in the second video. At least from these two, I think she's better, right? So that's enough about Lily. Now we're gonna move on to Sonya and Shiny Serena. So this unit has a lot going on. We have Razor Leaf, X Attack, Power Whip, 212 base power, and we have the I was gonna say Catherine, but I forgot the girl's name from Fate. I forgot her name, but Catherine's from Dragalia, so whatever. Raises user accuracy by 2 stat ranks, raises the user's critical hit rate by 3, and raises... This may be physical move next. This one I know for a fact. This is meant to be physical move next by 1 stat rank. So, raises her own accuracy for Power Whip. That is pretty good. Crit hit by 3. She maxed out her own crit, and she gets herself +2 attack, so not much support. 3 range base power, no additional effect. Passives, hit the gas 5. And this one, this is 4 bars, whereas opposed to the other, whereas opposed to Mallow, it's 3. Obviously, I think that should have been obvious. Now, if you guys don't know how hit the gas works, this increases the move gauge required by 1, but it adds base power to the move by 50%. That's like really good. Now, this is the part of the kit where people will fuck up and think she's bad because they don't know how to use this mechanic. Power Flux, both of them. So Power Flux 9. The fuller the move gauge when moves are selected, the more this powers up moves. This is not entirely true. So how Power Flux works is that it's how much move bars are left. If it worked exactly how this was... If this worked how this was described, everyone would be running Power Flux. because you wait for your move bar to be filled, you select your strongest move, and voila, you have over a 30% buff. Granted, in CS, it's a little different. That would be what everyone would be doing, and that's how, now, if you're thinking, wait, that's not how I remember it, you're probably thinking of how Power Flux was originally set to work. How it was originally set to work back when Red first released, this is why everyone was running Power Flux 3 Red, it was how much move bars were consumed, it increased the base power. That equaled more base power than what CS2 gave on base moves. So people would spam Red's Blast Burn, that was a 4-bar move, with that. Because Power Flux 9, it says 9, which you would think would mean 90%. But if this calculates how I think it does, this should be over double. All because I think Power Flux 3, if you do 6 bars, for example, that would equal over 30%. Like, it's greater than, but it's not 4. I think it ended up being like 3.2 or 3.3%. Or 33 instead of 20%, which is what CS2 would give. So going by that 3.3 example, this should end up being like 9.9 or 99%. So pretty much double. Now the one condition for this is that this is assuming you have full move bars and you don't lose a single bar when you select Power Whip. So you need free moves. Who in the game gives free moves? 1, Ingo and Excadrill. 2, you need dupes for this, but she can supply it herself. She can give herself free moves to take advantage of Power Flux 9. That's very good. Now, for the sync move, this is super good. The forward, yada yada, powers up sync move. Because Power Flux normally only affects base moves, does not affect sync moves. So they had to make a specific sync Power Flux. So you wait for your move gauge to be full. You select Sync Power Flux. Now, with how this works, this should also be double. So she does 2x2 multipliers in here, which is actually very, very strong. Now, that's all base kit. What else can she do? If we look at 1 of 5 grid, dead honest, you'd probably only work for Power Whip accuracy, Razor Leaf accuracy, that's it. Otherwise, just get all the power-ups you can to take advantage of Power Flux, attack nodes. So I think that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna double check this though. Yeah, you get everything. No big deal. So yeah, 1 of 5 is typically everything. 2 out of 5 grid, MGR just because. Powers up use sync move when accuracy is raised. So if you don't know how this works now, I consider these flat boosts. Because it's still percent, but when the stat is raised, this is different. Another example here. So you have brain power and brain sync, right? On Lunala versus Zygarde. What brain sync does is if the user's special attack is raised, period, does not specify any amount, it is increased by this amount. Brain power is the more the user's special attack is raised, the more increases sync power up to double. So the stat ranks affect that. Flat boosts I consider with the numbers at the end of where you know how much it is if said stat is raised. Speeding Stun I also consider. Well, move getting acceleration is a little tricky, but I consider this a flat boost. It's a 30% if your accuracy is raised, which it will be. So if you have 2 out of 5, you would go for Power Whip. And if you have a defense reducer, you get insult to injury because that will work very well. Then lock on sync, so you get a stronger sync because she has Power Flux built in, obviously. Now 3 out of 5 grid. This is what you want, right? So you get Solar Flare, you get Charged Sun, you get Furious Brawn, you get Defense Crush 9, you get Haymaker. And here's where you get the free moves, twofer. A 30% chance of applying free move next to the user when you use a move. So you just spam Razor Leafs with Defense Crush 9 if you get it to lower their defense. Whenever you activate your free move, you Power Flux the middle. That's pretty much how I would use this unit. and it will hit hard as fuck if you use it correctly. So this unit, overall, is probably one of the strongest grass strikers in the game. Because if we look at what else grass has, they have... Whoa, did not mean to do that. They have the Sidgewai, which is alright, he's fine. You have Leafeon as your Sunsetter. Leafeon is going to be her best friend, swear to God. You have Roserade and Sceptile, which operate the same, but Sceptile is a stronger version of Roserade. But granted, they're special grass attackers, and that's different. You have Mallow. You are immediately replaced, and that's really it. You have 3 other grass attackers in this game. Like, Decidueye has... Yeah, he has some stuff, but his base powers are just low. And that's really it. His base powers are just low. Serena has the base power. She has the modifier. Her one downside is lower base attack. Now, if you remember the Rayquaza situation, everyone was bashing Rayquaza for having lower attack. Now, let me say this right now. The attack stat does matter. But this just means that she won't be busting caps like you think she will. She'll be very strong, a very good unit. Because, I'm sorry, if you have pretty much an X2 multiplier here, a 30% here, a 30% here, a 30% here, you have a lot of multipliers with a 212 base power move. And that's not even including all these extra power-ups that you can get for Power Whip. So that goes up to 222. Like, she has so many... She has good base power with a lot of modifiers. You needed to cut her attack to make her perform about as strong as everyone else. Would I consider this Master Fair level or Fair level? I would argue more Fair level. Not necessarily Master Fair, though. She is really powerful. Like, I need to see her numbers compared to Sceptile, because granted, Sceptile doesn't get CS2, whereas with her, you could run CS2. Oh yeah, that was also another question Mike asked. Would you run Power Flux 3 with her? No. Here's why. Because as stated before, Power Flux only affects the user's base moves, and this had to specify this applies to the sync as well. Do one with the sync. Power Flux 3 would only affect the base moves. This unit is a 300 base power, super strong sync nuke as well, if you choose a runner that way. CS2 is way more versatile. You get way more mileage out of it. It's just better. Why not Weathered Warrior? Because Leafeon is the only grass sunsetter. If you need Leafeon for someone else with Sceptile, for example, or a Legendary Gauntlet, granted, other sunsetters do exist, but they're not... But you'd rather use them with fire types. Because it's 50% versus the chart in here is only 30%. Sword Flare, granted, it's the same. But so CS2, as pretty much as usual, all because of how Power Flux works. If you don't use it properly, it's even worse. So this is a unit I expect people to give a lot of flack when she comes out, seeing that she doesn't perform as well as they think she does. But I think if you have dupes, it really helps shoulder the necessity of using Power Flux correctly. So people are probably going to say you have to go 3 out of 5. I don't think you need to go 3 out of 5. But if you want to have some fun with some high multipliers, by all means, go for dupes. And yeah, I think I rambled on for long enough. Both these units are very good. I'm personally going for Lily first for 1 copy. I might go for her. I don't know. Depends on how the rest of my summons go. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.